want to explain to you two different ways of creating a grid on your drawing 8.5 by 11 piece of board. Probably the easiest thing to do is to simply use the width of your ruler. Now what you're after are squares. So in using the width of your ruler, what you would do is, and I'm going to turn my paper this direction, and if it's a plastic ruler as this one is, sometimes it gets a little squirrely and it wants to move. But I lay the edge of my ruler on the edge of my board and I press in the middle, and what's very, very important is that I lightly drag my pencil so that the line is there, but it is light and it's erasable. I then lay my ruler on the line I just drew. I hold it down with 2 fingers and I lightly drag my pencil again. I lay it down, I lay it down, I drag it again. I lay it on my pencil, I lay it down, I drag it again. I continue to do this, laying it down, holding it firm, and lightly dragging my pencil. Because eventually this pencil line is going to either be worked into my shading or possibly erased. So I drag there. One more here. Again, I lay it on my pencil line and I drag it. Now this ruler is slightly larger than an inch wide, and so on my sheet now, I've gridded down using the width of my ruler. I then turn my sheet this direction. I lay my ruler on the top edge like this. I hold it firmly and I drag. Again, what I'm after are squares. And these squares will be a little bit larger than an inch, but it will work perfectly if they are square for a grid method drawing. And again, I think this is probably the easiest if you have a ruler that is close to 1 inch in width. I'm going to also show you the other way, the typical way to do it, because sometimes you want grids that are larger than an inch. And again, I'm going to finish this here. Down. Again, dragging lightly with your pencil. And lay it here. And lay it there. I want to make sure my ruler doesn't move on me. Hold it there. I now have gridded my entire surface. So what you want to make sure that you do is that you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a partial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a partial. So you want to be sure that you have enough boxes here as you do on the picture you're trying to reproduce. Another way to create a grid on a piece of this same size paper would be to simply take your ruler, lay it, use the measurements, and mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move the ruler to the bottom of the page. Lay it on the 0 to start with, holding it firm, and mark here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then connect your measurements. So I would then take my ruler at my 1-inch mark here and my 1-inch mark down here, hold my ruler firm, and again, also just a light drag of your pencil. Come down, light drag of your pencil, come down, light drag of your pencil. So you would go across your whole board like that. Then you would do exactly the same process here. You would lay your ruler on the 0. You would mark here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You would mark that. You'd come to the bottom, lay your ruler on the 0. Holding your ruler firm, you would mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you would begin by matching up your markings. And again, a plastic ruler like this wants to move around, so I hold firmly in the middle and draw my line. Match up my marks. So you're maybe wondering, what am I matching up? My mark that's up here, my mark that's down there. Mark here, and like that. Now notice, you may notice, maybe didn't notice, but my ruler moved on me and it didn't give me a good box. Do not want that to happen. So I'm going to lay it back on here. Lay it here, and I'm definitely going to retrace that because my whole grid will be off. So I'm going to retrace that, grab an eraser, get rid of my mismark, because that will make a huge difference when I begin to do a drawing using the grid method. So I lay here, I press firmly, making sure my ruler doesn't move. And you'll notice that that is a good reason when you buy a quality ruler and it has a little bit of cork on the back side. It's to avoid movement. So then I would begin to grid all the way over. So this would give me 1-inch exact boxes, because the other side I simply use the width of the ruler, which is a little bit wider than 1 inch. My boxes end up being slightly larger, but the method of grid drawing works perfectly and works the same. In fact, sometimes people will grid their original picture off in 1-inch boxes, small boxes, and then they want to double the size, so on their picture they're going to actually draw, they do 2-inch boxes or 3-inch boxes. So just two fairly simple ways of gridding off your paper.